Hello! Let's see. As per usual, I'm gonna start up with the Cinderella Phenomenon opening, so as soon as the game finishes loading, he's there. And the stream software picks up the browser source. There we go! Incidentally, I have added sounds to my stream for funsies. I will talk more about that after the song, though, because I feel like that would be ruining the point of listening to the opening song if I played weird noises over it. At least for me. I mean, if other people, I did put redemption, so I'm not gonna get, mad if people redeem things over it, but I'm not going to. Yes. Oh, I will take this opportunity to turn some lights on. The ocean and stars, but her cry echoes around the simple loss of love in her heart, making this so fairy tale. Hello. And sorrow's tender embrace. This was never meant. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, right, because it's your side account. So you're probably not even hearing me say this. Cinderella, why don't you stay with me tonight? We will dance until midnight comes and we could run away. Just so charmed by this song. Set aside all your fears, this magic lives inside of us. I am here, would you want to stay with me tonight? Follow me, we will run across the bridge of fantasy. All the pain and sadness that you feel. Believe in me, hold me close, don't never let me go. Come and stay with me forever. Magic lives so long as I am here. Alright. Okay, cool. Alright, so before I actually get started, I do want to talk about my sound alerts. So, question 1. I want to know if this is audible, because I don't know if I set it up correctly. So if you are listening...
Run.
Was that audible? So yeah, I added a sound alerts thing called Blurp that has lots of fun little sounds, and there are some that can be redeemed for channel points, and then there's also a new panel I added that lets people spend real money for it. Was it quiet? Because I can up the sound a little. Because I specifically turned the sound down because it felt very loud from my end, but I wasn't sure how that would show up on stream. Let's try this one. That is the laugh track. Oh, and then the follow-up question, which is if I were to then play that directly through a panel I have. Yeah, that immediately sounds louder to me, so I think maybe I should turn up the ones that I have for redemption. So, yeah. Alright, anyway, so thank you for bearing with me while I poke at the sound settings. So I've got a few that you can redeem for channel points and open to suggestions for more. And then there's also a new panel with my panels on my About page that you can spend small amounts of bits to play special sounds and a slightly larger small amount of bits to play any sound from the Blurb library. So, I have a couple sounds that are, my favorites that I put up for 5 bits, and then you can search for any sound in the library with a few restrictions for 15 bits. Oh, you don't have points because it's on your other account. I guess that makes sense. I don't think there's any way for me to give you channel points, unfortunately. But as long as it was audible when I redeemed it, I can fix the volume settings later, but if it's like totally silent, then there's a thing that I would need to toggle. But yeah, for now, I'm assuming that unless I hear otherwise, I'm going to assume that that's probably working, and I'm going to get started. Alright. So we are on Chapter 5. I'm going to do that thing where I go... Yeah, Chapter 5. Favors and Payback. Oh my. I have been at the March End for a couple of months now, and I still haven't managed to do a single good deed. I feel bad that my first thought is, like, Lucette, that sounds like a you problem. Because I know, I've seen her character growth, I know all of her backstory, so I know that's not entirely fair, but, like, that's rough. Today I went out to town with Waltz to buy ingredients for parfait. The two of us have both been very quiet, which is uncharacteristic for Waltz. Waltz. Princess? Lucette. What? Waltz. Did Karma explain why he wasn't coming with you today? Lucette. Silence. Waltz. Princess? Lucette, thinking to herself. Does Waltz not like my company? Is that why he is asking why he had to fill in for Karma? Oh, Betty. Lucette, no. Lucette. If anything, he's worried about. Like, just because he is a little bit worried about Karma doesn't mean that he is miserable to be out with you. Anyway, Lucette. He said he was tired. Waltz. Oh. Waltz turns his head, his eyebrows furrowing in confusion. Out loud. The town feels different today. Lucette. It does? Waltz. I feel as though there are people watching us. Lucette. How can you tell? Waltz. With practice, I have a lot of eyes on me when I'm doing my puppet shows, after all. Even before then, I was used to being watched, I guess. Lucette. Before you were cursed? Why? Waltz. Well, I was more conspicuous as an adult, I guess. Lucette. An adult. Oh, right. You have the Neverland curse. Waltz. You remembered. Yes, I have the Neverland curse. I told you what that was in the tavern once. Lucette. You are stuck as a child when you should be a man. Waltz. Right. It's a little inconvenient, but I've gotten used to it. Lucette, thinking to herself. Waltz is so much more straightforward about his curse than Karma. The two of us go into a store where we find the little cups that Parfait asked us to buy. After I pay, Waltz automatically picks up the bags. His help is nice for a change. I have become so accustomed to carrying the bags on my own. Waltz. So, have you made any progress on your good deeds? Lucette. You can see from my necklace that I have not. Waltz. But you have changed. Lucette, thinking to herself. I still don't see how I have changed at all. Out loud. Karma hasn't taught me anything about doing good. Waltz. Sometimes in order to do good, you need to realize some things about yourself first. Maybe Karma's not so bad at helping you with that. Lucette. He is selfish, flamboyant, and acts as if the world revolves around him. Waltz. But you're still partnered with him. Lucette. I am. Thinking to herself. I am okay with Karma's company. Most of the people judge and shun me. But Karma hasn't done that, and he's even mentioned enjoying my company. I've become more tolerant of him, too. Waltz. Oh, Princess! Waltz's eyes light up, and I see him pointing ahead to a crowd of people gathered around the center of town. A woman stands in the middle of the crowd, telling people's fortunes. Oh, hello, Ice Starmie! I'm not very far in, I'm just, Lucette is out shopping with Waltz, and we're still in the early bits of the chapter. Waltz. We should go see if we can get our fortunes told. Come on. The crowd around the woman only grows larger until nearly half of the plaza has been taken up. I find myself pushed around in the crowd as I try to follow Waltz. The crowd is dense, though, and in no time at all I have lost him. Lucette. Waltz! I call for him, but I do not see him over the dozens of people in front of me. Thinking to herself, I will wait for him at the outskirts of the crowd. He should be able to find me. I make my way out of the crowd and to the edges of an alleyway. Lucette. Silence. But Waltz still does not appear. 10 minutes go by, and I consider walking back into the crowd when I hear a voice behind me. Voice. Are you looking for someone, madam? Oh dear. I feel someone grab my hand. I slap them away and take a step back. When I turn, I find a man standing behind me in the alleyway. Man. Didn't mean to startle you. Lucette. What do you want? Man. I want to help you return to the palace, Princess Lucette. Lucette. Shocked. You know who I am? Man. I do, Princess, and I can lead you back to the palace. Lucette. Who are you? Man. Someone who is working for the king. Lucette, thinking to herself. But the king does not remember me. The only people that would remember me are witches, fairies, and those with the curse. So who exactly is this man? Out loud. You're lying. Man. Princess, why would I ever lie to you? Now come, I'm sure everyone at the palace will be very happy to see you. Lucette. Shocked. Yeah, this definitely feels like someone who knows who Lucette, remembers who Lucette really is, and is a pretty shady sort, and is actively trying to kidnap her. That's my read on the situation. Yeah, in fact, now that I'm seeing this next bit, absolutely what's happening. The man grabs my hand roughly and begins trying to pull me through the alleyway. The first thing I try to do is scream, but the man clamps his free hand over my mouth. The crowd is getting farther away from us, and no one can see us in the shadows. Man. Princess, I swear on my word that I'm bringing you back to the palace. I don't know about that, buddy. If you were actually doing that, this is a really extremely suspicious way to do it. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick moment to use my cool new soundboard and be like, let's find it.
Run.
Yep. Anyway, that's the goal. I'm gonna fight back, and we'll see if that's the correct choice. Lucette, thinking to herself, I have to fight back. Maybe I can still draw people's attention to me. I try to squirm my way out of the man's arms, but it does not work. He chuckles lightly at me until I elbow him in the stomach. For the few moments that I am free, I try to run, but all too soon, the man grabs me again with the same punishing grip over my mouth and nose to stop me from screaming. Man, you're a real feisty one, ain't you? Lucette, thinking to herself, I feel like I might faint. In one last attempt to get free, I tug at the man's hand with my own and manage to shift it just enough until I can bite down on it. Man. Ow! The man screams in pain, his grip finally loosening. I can hear him curse as I run away from him. A few minutes later, I realize that I have gone in the wrong direction. I soon come to a dead end in the alleyway, and I can hear the man running up behind me. Oh, but then Karma. From out of nowhere. What is this I see before me? Oh good, this was the correct choice. Yeah, I'm glad it was, because, like, wait for an opening is all well and good in theory, but you don't know that there's gonna be an opening. Someone's trying to kidnap you, like, F that. I am glad that the correct answer was for Lucette to fight back with all her might. Anyway, Lucette. Shocked. I also like that, like, I mean, sure, she ran into a dead end, but, like, had she not gone the wrong direction, she essentially could have rescued herself here, and I like that. I like that. Like, she can't, like, you know, bad luck that she ran the wrong way, but, like, she did get herself away from the dude initially. So, and I like that, because then it makes it so, okay, you still get the daring, heroic rescue from the love interest, but, like, you also get the sense that she has agency and like, capacity to help herself. I look up to see Karma standing on the rooftop right above us, in his disguise, holding a sword, a broad grin on his face. Man. Madam, you might hurt yourself playing with that sword. You might want to put it down. Karma. What's this, sir? Do you feel threatened by me? You should. Karma jumps down from the building and raises his sword in front of him. His eyes are angry, his earlier jovial personality fallen away. Karma. Anyone that attacks a lady has to pay for the crime. Karma rushes forward, moving faster than I can see, even in his long dress. The glint of the sword causes the man to fall backwards, loosening his grip on me. I step back from the man's hold and watch as Karma points his sword at the man's neck. Karma. Now, I have a sword and you do not. Do you really want to test your luck, sir? Man. This isn't worth it. The man runs off, leaving me alone with Karma in the alleyway. Karma. What's this? You were a lot cockier just a few moments ago. I breathe out slowly as a relief washes over me. Waltz. Princess! Waltz approaches from where the man had run. Karma. So, did you meet the coward fellow on your way here? Waltz. I bumped into a man who looked as if he was running from death. Karma. Oh my, I feel oddly accomplished. Karma and Waltz's voices become faded and indistinct as my vision blurs. I am suddenly light on my feet. All the adrenaline from earlier has dissipated into thin air. Lucette thinking to herself. I feel tired. Karma. Princess! Before I can collapse, I feel arms pulling me back up. Karma. Rest easy, Princess Lucette. I close my eyes and fall into blackness. When I wake up, Annis is setting a tray of food down on my bedside table. She does not notice as I rise slowly from bed. Lucette. Annis. Annis. Oh, Princess, you're up! We were worried about you. Lady Delora and Lady Parfait said that you were just out because of shock, but still. Lucette. How long have I been asleep? Did she really have to faint again? You know what? I was actually thinking the exact same dang thing. Like, I mean, sure, I guess that was a lot of excitement, but, like, her straight up fainting is a bit dramatic, especially since, like, it makes total sense on the first night when she's, like, running away from people, and then so she was like running for a while at full speed and like with no shoes, and so she was also badly injured, and it's like, yeah, okay, she is thoroughly exhausted in that. It makes total sense for her to faint. But here, like, she ran a little, but it's not like she's not been getting plenty of exercise, like going out into town and carrying all the bags and stuff, and so she really should not have been. Yeah, I know they wanted a scene like that one in the prologue, but the scene didn't have to be exactly the same. Yeah, I strongly agree. Like, I also strongly disapprove of her just straight up fainting here. Like, maybe if she had gotten like injured or something, but in some ways it sort of like goes back on the thing I was just saying about how it was nice that she was almost able to get herself away, because that it kind of gave her like made her feel like more active participant and less damsel in distress, but then the adrenaline wears away and she just straight up faints, and that's a little overdramatic. Yeah, it was the same. Karma and Walt saving her. She faints and wakes up and Annis is there taking care of her. Yeah, you're right. It really is like just 100% the same. I guess it's like, in case you are on Karma's route, having gone the other way in the prologue, because I know like there's one way where Karma rescues her and the other way where she just runs into Waltz more normally, but either way she faints and wakes up to Annis taking care of her, and it's a little weird to have that exact same scene twice, but oh well. It is what it is. I agree that what it is weird. Ah! Oh! I was like, where did the sound come from? Forgetting I had just put a soundboard thing. Thank you for testing my soundboard. Oh, okay, okay, so that is the other problem I thought it might be. which, doopy 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 doo, this is very, very easy to fix. I just need to go, nope, not that thing, I need this thing. But I did not hear it. Oh, there it is. Wow, that was a lag. Oh, okay, so you redeemed it, and then you did hear it, just very delayed? Okay, if you heard the sound, then I'm not gonna worry about it, because what it is I muted, so I have it sending the output to me through OBS, but I'm monitoring the input, but like not outputting anything, because I thought it would double the sound, because I was worried that it would come from Blurb and OBS, but in case it was only coming from OBS, I would have needed to unmute, to make it so it was monitor and output. Anyway, the technicalities aren't that important. The important thing is I just wanted to make sure that it was correctly outputting. And it sounds like it is just on a bit of a delay. Alright, so Lucette asked how long she was out, and Anna says, just a few hours, princess. Don't worry about chores for now. Lady Dolores says that if you're feeling better later, you can use Mr. Broom. I want to hear all about what you're using, lol. Yeah, no problem. After stream, but, like, I will absolutely go over the finer details of everything I've set up for this. For your reference. Alright, so Lucette, thinking to herself, just thinking about using Mr. Broom gives me a headache. Out loud. Where are Karma and Waltz? Annis. Waltz is scouting the town looking for the man that captured you. Lucette. And Karma? Annis. I think he might be in his room, princess. He's got patrol tonight, so he's resting a little bit. Lucette, thinking to herself. If he has patrol tonight, then that must mean he was resting this morning, too. How did he know I needed help? Annis. Do you need anything, princess? Lucette. No, I'm going to visit Karma. Annis. Shocked. Lucette. What? Annis. To thank him? Lucette, thinking to herself. However he knew, if Karma hadn't been there, things would not have ended so well. Out loud. Yes. Annis. That's sweet, princess. Oh, Lady Delora wants to talk to you about what happened when you're feeling up to it. Lucette. Okay. I don't know, I feel like I did that okay weird. It's like, I feel like it would have been more of like a, okay. Ah, no. Doesn't matter how she said the word okay, I just imagined it was a much, yep, alright sort of tone, and I just can't quite get that. I wait until Annis leaves the room before I follow her. It is only after I exit my room that I realize that I do not know where Karma's room is. Annis must have assumed that I already knew, with us being partners and all. Lucette, thinking to herself. It's fine. I do not need Annis's assistance for this. I can find Karma's room on my own. It takes me some time, but eventually I find a room with his name on the door in careful, flowery letters. Lucette, thinking to herself. It suits him. I simply open the door without thinking to knock. Oh my. Oh my. Natch. The moment that it was like, I opened the door without thinking to ask, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a walk-in. Oh wait, I have a sound for this. I knew it was gonna involve walking in on a shirtless changing scene. Because it's funny. Alright. I expected to find Karma lying in bed, but instead he is standing in front of a mirror, changing his clothes. Lucette. Shocked. Karma. Shocked! Princess? Lucette. Oh. Thinking to herself. I do not think I have ever seen a shirtless man before. Oh my gosh, you're right! Let's see. Alright, I'm sorry, I must know if...
Oh my.
Yes! Yes! Alright. Absolutely open to any suggestions for adding sounds to my sound library, so thank you for that. I promise I won't overuse the sounds too much, just occasionally when it feels atmospherically appropriate. Anyway, Lucette thinks to herself that she's not sure she's ever seen a shirtless man before. I mean, when would she have? So, that tracks. Karma. Oh, indeed. He turns to me, and the realization that he is standing there just in his pants hits me hard in the stomach. My face feels incredibly uncomfortably warm. Yeah, this is exactly... Like, okay, I've already used both sounds, so I'm not gonna do it again, but like... Actually, nah, maybe... wait, did it actually add it? Yeah, okay, one more time. So she said, so going back to time this, he turns to me, and the realization that he is standing there in just his pants hits me hard in the stomach. My face feels incredibly uncomfortably warm.
Oh my.
Yeah. Oh, closed caption. I haven't finished poking at the setup for that, so I suppose this was just so she would see the rose tattoo on his chest and some fan service too. Yeah, 100%. And you know, it's a classic trope, the walking in on the person you're interested in various states of undress. Alright. So I'll look more into the closed caption. Because I thought I enabled it, so I was kind of hoping it would just work, but sounds like I need to poke around at the settings for it a little more. Fair enough. At least it's not a big deal for this game, because everything I'm saying... Well, not everything. Actually, no. I'm making a lot of commentary that is not in the game, but at least the game itself is all of the text is readable. Anyway, do not mind me. I was just delivered a tasty little cheese snack. Alright. Lucette. Why are you just standing there? Put on your clothes! And then I noticed the large tattoo on his chest. It is a rose ensnared by many vines. I stare at it for a few moments before Karma puts a hand there to conceal it. It's, Karma. It's rude to come into a lady's room unannounced, you know. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Karma slips his... and to clarify, the thing I'm responding to is that you are leaving at exactly 5 p.m., so... Well, we'll see how far we can get before then, and if I'm still ongoing at that time, you can catch the VOD later. Anyway, Karma slips his usual dress on carefully over his head and then approaches me. I take a step back without realizing. Karma raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me mischievously. It is a familiar look, but it rattles me more now than it ever has before. Oh, Lucette is literally having the "oh no, he's hot" realization. Actively, in real time. Karma. My princess, you're as red as a tomato. Are you okay? Lucette, shocked. Thinking to herself, does this man always need to point out the obvious? Out loud, I'm fine. Karma, there's no need to shout, darling. Now, what did you come here for? To see me, the beautiful Karma? Lucette, does everything always have to revolve around you? Karma, well, you are breaking into my room. I am barely able to stifle a sigh. Karma, well? I cross my arms and frown at him. His smile makes it hard to get my next words out. I mean, I imagine because he's got like kind of probably has a bit of a shit-eating grin kind of smile, and so it's harder to get the next words out because it's like it becomes a bit begrudging. Lucette. I came here to thank you. Karma. Shocked. Do my ears deceive me? What did you say, princess? Lucette. Silence. Karma. Princess? Lucette. Thank you for saving me. Karma. I saw you fight back. That was a very admirable attempt. Lucette. You saw me? Karma. Yes, as you were coming to the end of the alleyway. Lucette. But I didn't manage to escape. Karma. It doesn't matter, princess. You certainly made the effort. But I digress. You are quite welcome, princess. It was my pleasure. Lucette. I should leave. Karma. Wait, what? I turn to leave, but Karma grabs my hand and pulls me back. But princess, don't you owe me something? Lucette. Shocked. Oh, that terminology. I worry that Lucette's gonna react badly to being told that she owes something for having done something nice. Like thanking someone. Yeah. I mean, hopefully it'll be turned on its head immediately, but I'm like, don't you owe me something is gonna be like borderline triggering words for Lucette. Not exactly triggering because it won't trigger like anxiety or PTSD or anything, but like it will immediately like reinforce her negative internal view of such things. So hopefully this will get turned on its head very shortly. Lucette thinking to herself. So Karma was expecting something in return after all. I should have known. Aww, okay. Yeah, it was only natural that Lucette would react that way considering her trust issues. Yeah, 100%. Like, that terminology especially would just sort of like trigger the... Yeah, and that's what I mean. Not like trigger as in panic trigger, but like trigger as in trigger her trust issues. She's the one who said that's how things work. Well, technically her mother is the one who said that that's how things work, and she just internalized that. But, you know, fact of the matter is that she did. But I'm glad that this immediately turned into, like, don't you owe me something? I simply... And it's just an apology. So, hopefully that'll make her be like, wait, what? So, we'll see. Karma. I think you owe me an apology. You did come into my room unannounced, after all. Lucette thinking to herself. What is he talking about? Karma. Oh, I see. Karma. Since you broke into my room, I demand you help me with my makeup. Then I will forget your transgression. Actually, I like that. It's not... You owe me because I saved you. It's you owe me because you owe me an apology. Which is different. Like, I would have saved you either way. This is not you paying me back for saving you. This is you paying me back for barging into my room unannounced. And I like that better. We'll see if Lucette is able to make that differentiation, but I appreciate the differentiation. Anyway, Lucette, shocked. Your makeup? Karma. Yes, darling. Lucette. I thought you were resting because you were going on patrol tonight. Karma. Resting? Nonsense! I have so much to do. My makeup earlier was so messy that I washed my face in order to reapply it. Lucette thinking to herself. I cannot believe I am going to agree to this. Out loud. Fine. Karma. Ah, what a splendid day today is! Come, princess, let's do this by a mirror. Karma pulls me over to the mirror where I can see both of our faces reflected. He has a surprising variety of makeup on the dresser beside him. Lucette thinking to herself. I do not even care that much for my appearance. Why am I helping Karma with his makeup? Karma. Now, which feature on the face do you think is the most important one to highlight, princess? Lucette. What? Karma. What are your eyes attracted to most on a person's face? When they're laughing, when they smile? Lucette thinking to herself. Why is he asking me for my opinion on something so trivial? If someone was smiling, the first feature I would look at on their face would be... I don't know how to pick a right choice here. This seems incredibly arbitrary. kind of sweet. In one Ask, the developers said that Delora was the one who taught Karma how to use makeup after he came to the March-End. I like that. That's nice. That's nice. Alright, I'm gonna answer the eyes and see how that goes. Lucette, you always look at a person's eyes first, so the eyes? Bold of you to assume that everyone looks at someone's eyes first, but... and I don't just mean in terms of looking at other body parts, I mean, like, I was actually, once I said that out loud, I was like, oh no, that went in the direction that it wasn't what I actually meant when I thought it in my head, but because what I was thinking in my head was like, eye contact is scary. What do you mean eyes are the first thing that someone looks at? Off to the side is the first thing I look at. Anyway, Karma. Eyes are the mirrors to your soul, as they say. Does that mean you always look into my eyes, princess? The minute he says that, I look into his eyes. Karma flutters his eyelashes at me, and I look back down with a grumble. And grumble. Lucette, what was that, a trick? Karma, made you look. What did you think? Lucette, think? Karma, of my eyes. Do they draw you in? I have never looked at Karma's eyes closely, but now that he keeps talking about them, I cannot help but look closer. Lucette, thinking to herself, his eyes are a pretty color. Silence. Karma, you don't have to answer that, princess. I'm just kidding. Lucette, of course. It was clearly a trick, no doubt. Yeah. Karma, your eyes, on the other hand, are beautiful. Lucette, you and Rumple really are the same person. You both spout nonsensical compliments. Karma, nonsensical? Oh, princess, I'm so offended. I mean what I say, unlike that fool. Anyway, I'll let you choose the order of things. Lucette, fine. Karma, just don't make me look like a clown, princess. I know how much you like to tease me, but I need to get out of here quickly today. Lucette, if you need to leave quickly, shouldn't you do your makeup yourself? Karma, and miss the opportunity to have you help me? Nonsense! If I can, I'll have you help me with my hair some other time. The way you do yours is beautiful. Oh, it's true, she does have a really cute hairstyle. Lucette, shocked. Thinking to herself, I always put effort into my hair, as Mother always emphasized the importance of looking like a princess. But I have never received a compliment on my hairstyle before. And I also love that he was complimenting something, like, you know, people vary on this, but, like, I've definitely heard, and I tend to agree, that the best compliments you can pay someone, especially someone you don't know well, but, like, in general, like, some of the best kind of compliments are the ones where you're complimenting someone on something that they chose, rather than, like, an intrinsic feature. So, like, complimenting someone on their hairstyle instead of their eyes, or similar, like, you know, nice eyes, thanks, I was born with them. Nice hair, thanks, I spent like an hour styling it this morning. It's cool that someone noticed. Is like just a totally different experience. And that's exactly what Lucette is experiencing. Like, he did mention that she had nice eyes, and she kind of like shrugged it off, it just kind of glanced off. But he said that she had a beautiful hairstyle, and she's like, I do put a lot of effort into my hairstyle. No one's ever noticed or commented before. You know, I'm sure people have noticed, but no one has ever commented on it before. And then that becomes this, like, lovely thing where you're like, you know, thank you for noticing and like, thinking well of the effort I put into my appearance. So, like, and that's one compliment I tend to pay strangers sometimes, is if I see someone with cool dyed hair, because I also have, you know, dyed hair, although it's, like, fading now, but, I will often go up and if somebody, especially if they have, like, brightly colored hair, I will be like, nice hair, and then you will often be like, yeah, same. It's kind of I don't know, I just find it to be a fun interaction. Anyway, yeah, so I appreciate Karma complimenting her hairstyle. I think that's lovely. Karma gives me his makeup supplies, and I start laying the color on his face. When we are this close, I cannot help but carefully inspect every one of his features. I do not think I even did something like this with Mother. Karma. Oh, okay, you know what, I'm also realizing eyes was clearly the wrong choice, so let's, I guess, try a different one? I guess if I want to progress in the romance plot, maybe the option should be lips? Right, exactly. It's a nice thing to compliment because it's a choice they made and not something they were born with, and that's, like, the best kind of compliments. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna go with the... This is a romance plot that I'm trying to pursue option of lips? Because, I mean, especially after she just... I understand that people who experience that sort of attraction will, like, have feelings and perhaps start thinking obsessively about someone's lips or similar features that they might want to, like, engage with after being somewhat enamored of their physical form, shall we say. But I did not initially answer that because I only know that logically. Despite myself, I find my gaze dropping to Karma's lips. Karma. Lucette, thinking to herself. Why do I feel like I am walking into a trap? Out loud. The lips? Karma. My princess, I didn't think I'd ever hear you say that. You looked at my lips when I smiled. Lucette. I did not say that. Karma. Oh, but you did! And princess, I do believe you are blushing. Lucette, thinking to herself. Even though Karma never said he was referring to his features, I thought about his lips anyway. The thought makes my heart flop, although I don't have the faintest idea why. I feel like that was probably meant to be makes her heart flutter. Karma. Anyway, I agree. Though eyes are important, a smile isn't quite as brilliant without the lips. Lucette. Without the lips? I try to imagine a smile without lips and shudder. Karma. Sorry, princess, I misspoke. Try to dispel the image from your mind. Anyway, I'll let you choose the order of things. Alright, and now we're back. Okay, cool. So my second guess was correct. Lucette. Fine. Sorry, I made her sound a little too exasperated there. It's more like, fine. Anyway, just don't make me look like a clown, princess. I know how much you like to tease me, but I need to get out of here quickly today. If you need to leave quickly, shouldn't you do your makeup yourself? This is just stuff we already read, so... You know what, I will just, what is it? Fast forward? No, wrong. I want skip. Yeah, alright. Okay, so we don't have to reread all of the stuff I just read, so... Karma. You know, princess, I don't think I deserve your thanks. I pause and raise an eyebrow at him. Lucette. What? Karma. You've been helping me for a while, and I haven't helped you with your curse at all. What I did today was just coincidence. Lucette. Coincidence? Karma. I'd heard you went to town with Waltz, and so I followed you two. I only happened to catch what happened in the alleyway. Lucette. You managed to see me even when there were many other people who didn't. Karma. I have good eyes, probably. Lucette. Probably? It is not like you to be so humble. Karma. Lucette, I am once again offended. Lucette. And why were you following us in the first place? You said you were too tired to go into town today. Karma. I was worried. It was strange not accompanying you today. Lucette. Worried? Why would you be worried? Karma looks puzzled for a few moments. He glances at himself in the mirror solemnly, then shrugs. Karma. Intuition, perhaps? Lucette, thinking to herself. Waltz mentioned something about feeling watched. Is there something that Waltz and Karma are watching out for that I am not? Almost certainly. I mean, just from knowing what I know about her position, I'm like, and especially since someone did just try to kidnap her, probably for spoiler reasons that we shall discuss. I assume Chapter 6 will be the reveal like it was in Rod's Root, but we'll see. Karma closes his eyes momentarily, and I take the opportunity to dust his eyes with eyeshadow. He does not seem to mind. Karma. Princess, you haven't spoken about what happened today with Delora or Parfait, have you? Lucette. No, not yet. Karma. You came to thank me first. Lucette. Yes. Karma. Oh. Karma falls into silence, and I continue to work, sweeping blush on his high cheekbones. Karma. Princess, do you know anything about that man who tried to drag you away today? Lucette. No, he only said that he worked for the king before telling me he would take me back to the palace. Karma. I wonder how he recognized you. Lucette. I was wondering that myself. Huh. You know an angle I never even considered? Like, I mean, sure, you know, riches to rags is the whole point of, is, like, supposed to teach her a life lesson and stuff. But, you know, something that actually would speak favorably of Delora, and to a lesser extent Parfait, if I am correct. I wonder if if there was actually one of the intentions behind the curse was not just to try and teach her a life lesson, make sure she has capacity for good, whatever, but also as a way to protect her? Like, if everybody has forgotten who she was, that kind of takes her out of the spotlight for a while, and kind of... Yeah, okay, the kidnap attempt will be what forces them to tell her the truth. That makes sense. But, like, it's an interesting angle I had never considered, that they could have also had a small measure of maybe making everyone forget about her will protect her for a little bit, while we make sure she's, like, ready. No, the curse was not to protect her. I mean, it was mostly not. I'm basically just, I guess, headcanoning that it could have occurred to them that, hey, it could be useful to do this. But then again, the people she would most need to be protected against, the curse would not work on, so I guess that wouldn't really actually... Yeah, I mean, they were clearly afraid of what she could become, but I don't know. I guess I like coming up with headcanons for, like, you know, nicer explanations behind things. But, yeah, in retrospect, it doesn't totally work because, I mean, the people that she is in most danger from right now would not be affected by a curse, so. Oh well. Anyway, Karma. How curious. And alarming. The only ones who should pose a problem at this time are witches. Lucette. Witches? What do they want with me? Oh, Lucette. Oh, Lucette. She does not know yet, and I am trying to keep this run mostly spoiler-free until we get to the big spoiler, so I won't go too much into that, but, like, you know, obviously most of us here know dang well what they want with her. Yeah, if they wanted to protect her, they could just work with the king for that. You're not wrong. Most people who'd want to harm her still remember her, yeah. But yeah, witches, what do they want with me? Says Lucette. Very clearly not knowing that quite a lot, actually, but we'll get there. Karma. Well, I only mean that witches are the only ones who can see through our curses. Lucette. So that man spoke with a witch? Karma. It's possible. Lucette. But why? Why would the witches want me back at the palace? Or was that man trying to lead me somewhere else? I suppose either way, the man couldn't have wanted to bring me back to the palace for a good reason. Karma. Is it possible that a witch gave a commoner a description of you? But then why would... Karma stops talking and looks up at me with something like sympathy. Karma. Sorry, I'm just running my head for ideas. Yeah, Karma's trying to avoid telling her, because it's obvious that she doesn't know. Until the news has been broken to her in other contexts. Lucette thinking to herself. Are the witches really so dangerous? And what do they want with me in the first place? Karma. Rest assured, Princess, we will figure this out. I nod my head slowly. I have a lot of questions for Delora and Parfait, but it is possible that even they might not know everything. I will need to think on my own as well, just in case they decide to keep more of their secrets. I look at Karma and shake my head. Lucette, out loud. Next time I will be more wary. I won't let myself be caught unaware. Before I realize it, Karma has his hand on my cheek and is staring at me solemnly. His eyes are as cold and unmoving as steel. Karma. Princess, there won't be a next time. Lucette. That's what I said. Karma. Next time, I'll make sure that you're definitely not alone. Lucette, that's... oh, okay. Yeah, now she doesn't have the protection of the palace walls and the knights like Fritz, but... although then again, I don't know what's going on with Fritz yet, but like... if I'm right about that there being a correlation between him and Varg, Fritz might not have been as good protection as he would like to be by the end there. But, you know, I look forward to finding out more about that, and I actually don't have the context for that. But yeah, alright, we got some cute here. I do dig the, I don't know, I like protectiveness as a trope, so I do dig the, like, it won't happen again, because you'll never be alone. And that's like, I don't know, it's like, I find that sweet. I didn't just now, I said it in a way that sounded a little creepy, but like, in fiction at least, I find it very sweet. Lucette thinking to herself, had I been alone today, I might actually have been kidnapped. I know that, but I cannot show weakness. I just need to be more cautious. Out loud. I am not some damsel in distress, you know? Karma. Having someone at your back is far more comforting. Even on a battlefield, knights fight better together. Knights fight better together. Karma. Silence. Lucette. What's wrong? Karma. Nothing. He moves his hand away from my face and stands up, sighing. His eyes look suddenly distant and his posture is stiff. Out loud. I think we're about done here, right? Lucette. I haven't finished your makeup, though. Thinking to herself. Wait, why am I even concerned about that? Karma. Oh, something sometimes simple is better. Or would you like me to sit back down? I do enjoy being pampered by you, princess. Lucette. I take it back. We are definitely done. It is nicely emphatic, yeah. Karma. Good. Thank you for your hard work. In an instant, the mood changes, and a bright smile once again graces Karma's face. As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to have to leave you, darling. I have business in town, and then a patrol later tonight. I probably won't see you for the rest of the day, but thank you. Lucette, thinking to herself. He is thanking me for putting on his makeup? It was such a small thing. Out loud. You're welcome. You already thanked me, though. Karma. Well, now you can tell I'm twice as thankful as the normal person. Lucette, thinking to herself. That doesn't make any sense, but it's Karma. A lot of the things he says do not make any sense. Okay, running away. We'll watch the rest later. Alright, bye! See you later! I leave the room with Karma, and he leaves the tavern as I go to find Parfait and Delora. The two of them are seated together in the reception, speaking in hushed voices when I arrive. They both pause to look up at me as I walk into the room. Delora. Well, well, if it isn't the princess. Took you long enough to come see us. Parfait. Annis told us you were unharmed. We're glad to see you safe, princess. Delora. So, how about telling us what happened? When prompted, I tell them everything that transpired in the alleyway. The two listen and only exchange a solemn glance when I am done. Lucette. Do you know something about all of this that I don't? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? Parfait. Silence. Delora. You remember what we said about the Tenebrarum corrupting witches? Well, those witches don't like seeing curses broken. They meddle where they can, because they can. Parfait. That is why I cast a glamour on you when you arrived here, so that you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you. Lucette, thinking to herself. To protect me? I feel like there is more to this that they are hiding, but I do not think any amount of convincing will get them to say anything. Parfait. Forgive us, Princess. We're not entirely sure what is going on either. Though, if it was a human that captured you, he must be working with the witches somehow. Delora. Troublesome, to say the least, but we don't know the details yet. Give us some time to figure things out. Parfait. Until we figure out who that man is and who he's working for, you need to have an escort with you out of the Marchen at all times. Do you understand? Lucette. And once you figure it out, you will tell me? The two exchange another look, which only makes me more frustrated. Lucette, thinking to herself. They are obviously keeping secrets, and right in front of me. Delora. We'll tell you once everything falls into place. Parfait. Don't worry, Princess. We would never let you be put in any danger. Lucette. Silence. The silence is what ends our conversation. I make my way back to my room, feeling heavy, feet heavy. Thinking to herself, I feel like a fly caught in a spider's web. I try my best to clear my mind as I return to my room. Alright, I do like these little splash screens. The days go by slowly, and I make no progress with my curse. Karma is busy with the knights today, and Delora and Parfait are busy talking with Rumpel about his curse in his room. Lucette, thinking to herself. Why, though? Lucette, why? Anyway, so Lucette, thinking to herself, tonight is the perfect night to go and wander the town by myself. I need to see if I can find out anything about the witches and what is happening around the kingdom. Okay, fair. And see, Parfait and Delora, this is why y'all should have told her. Because if you had just told her in the first place, she wouldn't have decided to do this extremely dangerous thing. Yeah, they say they would never have put her in any danger, but they already have. Right in the prologue, she was attacked by those two men. Yeah, I mean, it's clear that Waltz was supposed to be going to pick her up and just didn't find her quickly enough, but, like, you know, I feel like it wouldn't have been that hard to figure out where she was gonna land before placing the curse on her. But, oh well. They're trying. They're not doing a good job, but they're trying. Delora and Parfait are not going to tell me anything, and no one has wanted to take me out of the Marchen since the kidnapping attempt. These thoughts spiral helplessly in my mind as I sit at a table. I have just finished working for the day, and the activity in the Marchen is beginning to wind down. Garland stands at the door as the last few customers leave the Marchen. Jurian is walking around the room to make sure that there are no problems. Out of the corner of my eyes, I notice two men pause halfway across the room to glance back at her. I can overhear their words from where I am. Man A. Shame that she's a knight, eh? Man B. She's the proud type. Too proud to let a man dote on her. Man A. Bleeding shame indeed. But do you think if I tried to say something to her... Okay, I do not mind Garland cutting these guys off because they're like, oh man, too bad she's not docile and sweet as a woman or else she'd be more attractive. And to that I'd be like, fuck, F you a lot. But anyway, Garland, you too. Men, shocked. Garland is suddenly standing behind the two men, an uncharacteristically dark glare on his face. Man B. Is there a problem? Garland. Doors are closing for the night. I'm going to ask you to please leave. Man A. No need to be so uptight, lad. We're on our way out now. The two men walk out, and Garland stands in the middle of the tavern area, glaring after them. Lucette, thinking to herself, he more or less pushed them out of the tavern. If Annis had seen that, she probably would have scolded him. Jurian. Garland. Garland. Shocked. Jurian. You okay? Garland. Of course. Jurian. You think you can fool me? I've known you long enough to know that something's bothering you. Neither of the knights seem to notice me here. If they do, they ignore me. Jurian is still looking insistently at Garland, who looks down at the floor. Lucette, thinking to herself. Is he going to say something to her? Garland says nothing, though. He looks at a loss for words. Finally, Jurian reaches out and pokes his shoulder, and he looks up, startled. Jurian. Still the same as always. The silent, watchful knight. Only says things with certainty when he knows they're the truth. Even the princess is waiting for you to say something. Aww, this is cute! Aw, this is the first we've really gotten of Jurian. Like, we've seen a lot of, like, Garland having a hopeless crush on Jurian. But this is some nice Jurian interacting with Garland in a way that clearly shows that there is at least the potential for mutual interest there. Both knights turn to look at me, and Garland seems surprised. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he hurriedly looks away. Garland. Patrol is starting soon. I'll head out first. Jurian. Okay, stay safe. Garland nods at her with a little smile before he leaves the tavern. Jurian. Going to sleep soon, princess? Lucette. I was just going to head up. I stand up and get ready to move up to my room, but stop once more to look at Jurian. Lucette. Did you hear what those men were saying? Jurian. Oh, about me being too proud or something? Lucette, thinking to herself. So she did hear them, but chose to say nothing. Jurian. It doesn't bother me. They're right. I've been independent for a long time, and I would never think about pledging my safety to a man I barely know. I can take care of myself. Lucette, thinking to herself. Blunt and to the point. Jurian was really admired for that honesty in the palace. Jurian. The only other men I've trusted before are my fellow knights. Garland most of all, since we've always been partners. She does not explain any further. I decide that is for the better. The sooner everyone has cleared out, the sooner I can leave the Martin. Lucette, thinking to herself. Tonight is the night I go looking for answers. Lucette. Silence. Thinking to herself. Sorry, Karma. But I can handle myself. I am going to prove it tonight. I may not be able to fight, but I can still be cautious enough to not land myself in trouble. Still, I do not happen to hear much of anything as I am exploring the town tonight. Lucette, thinking to herself. I should have brought along some kind of weapon, but then I would have had to steal a knife from the kitchen. I am not a thief. Hours pass before I pass a tavern filled with knights. Deciding that I will at least listen to what is happening at the palace, I linger by the open door to listen to what the men are saying. Knight A. I hear that young Fritz is having a hard time of it. Knight B. I feel bad for the lad. Even Sir Alcaster thinks he's gone mad. Knight A. Well, he does keep talking about a princess that doesn't exist. Lucette. Shocked. Thinking to herself. Fritz still remembers me? But how? Knight A. Even his father is growing weary of his babbling. Knight B. Sir Mithros forced him on break the other day. He didn't seem happy. Sir A. Well, Sir Mithros must think he's crazy too. Poor Fritz. Lucette. Silence. Knight B. Can you keep a secret? The knights look at each other, and I lean as close as I possibly can. Knight B. Apparently, the boy spoke some truth. Though Sir Alcaster doesn't quite believe it, he's looking for it, the daughter of the previous queen. Lucette. Shocked. Knight A. Eh? The witch had a daughter? Lucette. Thinking to herself. The previous queen? Are they talking about Mother? How dare they call her a witch? Knight B. Apparently she did, though I don't ever remember such a girl. Knight B. This is top secret stuff. I just happened to wrestle this out of one of the lackeys looking for her. Knight A. What would Sir Alcaster need this girl for? Knight B. I'm assuming she's dangerous and that they want to get rid of her. Lucette, thinking to herself. Are they talking about me? Knight A. I'm curious. How are we supposed to find this imaginary princess anyway? Does she have any features? Knight B. Aye, they described her features. Last man who went looking for her said she wore a special pendant around her neck. Lucette, shocked, thinking to herself, I should get out of here. Of fucking course it does. Really? 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 I guess it wouldn't be dramatic if stuff like this didn't happen. I turn to leave the tavern, but my cloak snags on the door and falls to the floor, tripping me up in the process. I end up falling halfway into the tavern, where the chatter abruptly stops. Knight A. Is this... Oh, a lady! The knights that were talking approach me. One of them picks up my cloak. I attempt to grab my cloak from their fingers, but they pull it away from me, and I stumble into one of them. Knight A. Madam. He moves to take my hand, and then he stops when he sees my face. Knight B. Her face! And a necklace! Knight B. You think she was spying on us? Knight A. Which? One of the knights grabs me by the wrist and pulls me towards him. He is far stronger than the man in the alleyway was. Lucette. Unhand me right now! I am no witch! Knight A. And there should be no problem. We're just gonna take you in, and if there's some big misunderstanding, we'll repay you ourselves, miss. Lucette. No, let me go! This behavior is not fitting of a knight. I doubt convincing them is going to work, so I'm definitely gonna try fighting them. We'll see if that's... Yeah, right? Lucette. How dare they call my mother a witch? Me. Yep, 100%. Alright, so I'm going to try to fight them. Lucette, thinking to herself, I may be outnumbered, but I cannot let myself be caught. Maybe the people at the bar will help me. Oh, no they won't. Not if they think they know who you are. Not even if they say who you are. I open my mouth to scream, but one knight covers my mouth as some attention falls on us. Knight B. Nothing to fear here, everyone. Just a criminal we've apprehended. Lucette, shocked. I struggle in their grasp, but the men are too strong for me. Knight A. Don't fight back, ma'am. Resistance is useless. Lucette, thinking to herself. Everyone in the bar looks scared of me. This is even worse than everyone glaring at me. I try to blink back the tears as they come into my eyes. Knight B. Come on, let's take her to the palace. The knights lead me out onto the empty streets. Lucette, thinking to herself. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? The knights continue pulling me down. Okay, I'm gonna see that fighting them may have been useless. I might not have waited long enough, but it feels like that was maybe not the right choice. Yeah, with red hair and golden eyes and the pendant, she's, yeah, not too hard to recognize. You're not wrong. Alright, I'm gonna see how convincing them goes. Lucette, thinking to herself. Fighting back is useless when I am outnumbered. I have to try convincing them that I am not who they think I am. Lucette. You are mistaken, sirs. I happened to overhear your conversation, and assuming I am some imaginary princess is unreasonable. The knights look at each other. Knight A. You know, she has a point. Knight B. She was listening in on our conversation. That's clearly suspicious. Lucette. Did you not hear what I just said? I happened to overhear it, nothing more. Knight A. You were cloaked, as if you were trying to hide your features. Lucette. Being out at night without a cloak is a sure way to draw attention to a lady such as myself. Knight A. You know, she has a point. Knight B. Stop saying that, man! Yeah, alright. That was in fact actually a much better choice. It's a good point. Like, I hadn't thought of, like, yeah, her fighting back in this situation when she's in the middle of the tavern being held by two knights was kind of silly. But trying, like, you know, her bluff check came damn close to succeeding. Like, you know, if we assume this was a D&D game, her roll was clearly high enough that it convinced Knight A, but Knight B rolled higher. Knight A. Then, ma'am, there should be no problem with us taking you back to the palace. If we are mistaken, we'll clear up the misunderstanding and pay you handsomely. Lucette, shocked. Knight B. Come on, let's take her to the palace. Right, here we go. The knights lead me out onto the empty streets. Lucette, thinking to herself. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? I mean, to be fair, this also could have been avoided if Delora and Parfait had freaking told you about your own your own deal. I mean, I guess that they were freaking out that she might go try to join the witches, but I feel like that's not a fair assumption. The knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There is fear in their eyes. Lucette thinking to herself, but I have done nothing wrong. Knight A. Ma'am, if it makes you feel any better, we're risking our rank on this as well. Knight B. I don't know, I'm suspicious of... Knight A. Who goes there? Lucette, shocked. I look up and notice Karma's familiar figure walking towards us. Lucette. What is he doing here? Thinking to herself. What is he doing here? And why isn't he in his disguise? Karma. Gentlemen, I ask you to unhand that woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating a lady so terribly. Knight B. And who are you? Karma. Her husband. Damn! Jumped right there. I dig it. Lucette thinking to herself, his what? Karma. Unhand her, gentlemen, or taste my blade. Yeah, no, and that's actually, like, for all that it's like, like, you know, the him saying, I'm her husband has me a little, you know.
Oh my.
Sorry to overuse my soundboard, but, you know, has me a little that. It also makes a lot of sense, because, like, it makes total sense for, like, excuse you, you are manhandling my wife, I would kindly ask you to let go, and when they don't, like, fighting them over it? Like, for your spouse? That's a great excuse, because it, like, you know, it would be weirder if, in some ways, if he did just let these strange knights drag her off to the palace. So, yeah, good cover, Karma. Knight A. Sir, we were just going to take her to the palace to... Karma. I will give you on the count of 3. One knight keeps his grip on me as the other draws his sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count as though the knights... I stare at Karma, who continues to count though the knights attacks him before he... Knight, singular, attacks him before his sword leaves his sheath. Because he's that good. Karma and the knight trade blows, but it is Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulder, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hand to knock the knight out with a blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. Aw, I think that Karma gonna have a gonna have a bleedy hand. And then Lucette's gonna be all worried about it. That's what I think is gonna happen. The knight holding me up holds his hands in surrender. Knight A. I yield, sir! Karma. It seems no matter how this situation turns out, you are dishonorable. Knight A. Please, sir! Karma knocks him out and then stands beside me as he sheaths his sword. Lucette. Karma, Karma. A few moments, Lucette. Karma spends some time forcing a potion from a vial down each of the knights' throats. I watch him quietly, fearing that he may have killed them, but the knights only seem to be asleep. Karma. A potion that Parfait gave me. It will make the men forget they ever saw you. When Karma stands again, I notice the glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. Lucette. You're hurt! Karma. It's nothing. Lucette. I am sorry. Karma. Come on, princess. Let's get back. Lucette, shocked. He pulls me right out onto the main street and does not let go of my hand. I cannot bring myself to speak. Lucette, thinking to herself. Karma has saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he is injured. He says it's nothing, but his bloodied hand does not move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? I do not speak for a long time. I mean, okay, I don't know, I object. There's nothing wrong with being independent, but on the other hand, it is probably fair to her, for her to be judging herself for, like, deciding to go out on the town by herself at late at night. Like, that was not a good plan. But there is nothing wrong with being a little independent. I do not speak for a long time. Eventually, I notice people start to stare. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Because Karma's out without disguise. Oh no. Though before long, the staring grows worse. Young women begin following us, giggling from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. Lucette. Karma. Karma. Sorry, princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk. Lucette, thinking to herself. Those girls are walking right behind us. This is... his curse? Out loud. Karma. Karma. Lucette, I just said that I am in no mood to talk. Did you not hear me? Lucette. We are being followed. Karma. Shocked. He stares behind us almost stupidly and then laughs hollowly when the girls see his face. They start to rush towards us, their voices rising and blending together into horrendous cacophony. Karma is not moving, though. He looks resigned. Lucette, thinking to herself, maybe he is too tired to realize what he wants to do. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away, my pace quickening to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma from them. Oh boy, I mean, I knew this was exactly the problem he must be running into. I think they should have interrogated the knights before. You're not wrong, actually. Like, I can understand Karma wouldn't have necessarily thought of that because he was more concerned with, like, making sure Lucette was okay, and Lucette wouldn't have thought of that because it just wouldn't have occurred to her because the stress of the situation, but they absolutely should have. I can understand why they didn't, but they absolutely should have interrogated those knights. You're not wrong. I mean, she did get some pretty good information just by overhearing them, so... But they probably could have gotten more. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away. My pace quickening out to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. Karma, shocked. Lucette, what are you doing? Lucette, getting us out of here. Karma, Lucette. I lead him through the town and into little nooks and crannies where we manage to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of these spaces as shortcuts. Waltz knew them too. Once we are alone again, I stop, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. Lucette, thinking to herself, that really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. Okay, to be clear, they are mindless because they are mind-controlled, basically, essentially, not because it is a broadly misogynistic comment. But, like, yeah, like, women, a horde of women who are driven essentially, like, wild by his curse. Lucette. That was difficult. Karma. Lucette? Lucette. What? Okay, I guess, sorry, that should have been on. What? Alright, I'm gonna try that one more time. Karma. Lucette? Lucette. What? I did not mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing on me too. Karma. You helped me out of that. Lucette. Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by girls? Karma. You could have left me behind and gone on alone. Instead, you helped me. Lucette. You helped me too. I guess I paid you back. Thinking to herself. Though, to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. I just knew that I didn't want Karma to be stuck trying to fend off all those girls. He was right about his curse. That is terrible. Lucette. Out loud. I just realized something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. Lucette. My curse has people forget about me, and yours has even strangers become fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposites of each other, and yet... Karma. Yet? Lucette. Yet, we seem so similar. My eyes widen when I realize what I just said. Karma. We are similar, aren't we? He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern through the abandoned alleyways. My feet are heavy, and all I want to do is sleep, but suddenly Karma is standing before me, his face grave. Karma. Lucette, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that and made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden, and I was so tired, I had no motivation to move. Lucette. Shouldn't I be thanking you? Karma. I'll accept your thanks, even though I wish you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out on your own when you knew how dangerous it could be for you. Lucette. I am sorry. Karma. I'll accept your apology too, because I lost sleep over this. Lucette. Silence. I have no words for how I feel right now. Karma. Princess. Ah. Karma reaches for my hand again, and this time he holds it up and kisses the back of it. Suddenly, all of my tiredness falls away. Karma. You really are a handful. Lucette. Shocked. Karma. But a delightful handful. I'm going to bandage this hand and then rest. We'll speak about all of this later, okay? Lucette. But the blood. Karma. The bleeding stopped on its own, Lucette, but it does need to be treated. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Lucette. Are you sure? Karma. As sure as I can be. I don't lie, not even for the sake of a pretty lady. Karma lets my hand go as soon as we enter the Marchen, and then bows politely to me before heading back into his room. I watch him go, my mind whirling. Lucette thinking to herself, does he usually kiss women's hands? Well, not lately, I bet. Lucette. Silence. Thinking to herself, no, I don't think so. Alright, and that's chapter 5. Chapter 6 is called Matchmaking. I bet there's gonna be Karma and Lucette matchmaking for Jurian and Garland. At least that's what I hope. Because I do love the Jurian and Garland subplot. Alright, well, I had fun, as always. This is a great game. Thank you so much for coming out to watch. And I will next be streaming on... I think my next stream is not until Friday this week, and I will be doing Chrysalis and also a group game on TBD, and then Saturday will be For Don't Starve together, and then of course next Monday I'll be back at it with Chapter 6 of Karma's Root. So hope to see folks at least there, if not elsewhere. Bye! Thanks for watching!